Portland, Oregon to participate in Democracy Springs Actions. And we're here to just let the people of the United States know that there are issues facing them and their children and their children's children, and that there's hope and that we can do something. This is about voter rights, and it's about our political system that is stagnated to the point that we just can't get anything done to benefit any of the people. So I came here today and for the week to participate in this, to let the people know that there is something that we can do.
I heard that the final count was like 446 because the last one arrested didn't get out processed till 2 a.m.
Yes, how you doing? My name is Dylan, and I'm involved in Democracy Spring. We are here in Washington, D.C. on, what is this, April 12th? And yesterday I was arrested at the Capitol building for a sit-in. We marched up to the Capitol and then extended a huge banner up on the staircase, and a crowd formed in front of the banner, in front of the stairs. I would say approximately 400 people. And we were given 3 warnings by the police to vacate the area. We did not. And people sat down. And then over the course of about the next 4 or 5 hours, everyone was systematically arrested and taken away to the jail. We were put into 2 corrals, one for men, one for women. And then we were taken into a garage, a parking garage, where there were chairs, and we were placed in the chairs, and we were processed there. The police were very friendly, accommodating, and that process took another 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah, I believe that. I'm sorry?
Yeah, it was a long day for some of y'all.
This entire trip has cost me quite a bit of money, I have to say.
Matter of fact, it costs every single person who gets arrested $50. Okay, that's the deal. These people are willing to cough up $50 to make a symbolic statement saying, hey, we got to get the big money out of politics. This democracy belongs to the people, not to a handful of oligarchs. Nobody's getting paid to be arrested. Whoever's spouting that BS, really, I mean, they didn't hear it anywhere. They made it up. They are intentionally lying to people to change the discourse. Nobody is getting paid to be arrested. You want to pay my fine, though? Go ahead.
I was not reimbursed for my gas or anything like that as a support driver for the whole march. They provided us with food and shelter, medical attention, but not, they weren't going to take you to the doctor. They'd give you a band-aid. I think one of the biggest strengths is that, the vast majority of the American people believe that the influence of money in politics is a big problem. And they feel that they are not adequately represented. The government does not really represent them. Even representatives of their own party, they feel that those representatives don't really represent them.
Right, so you probably have a lot in common with the people who are claiming you're paid in that respect.
Some of them,
because they say that exact same thing.
Yes, I think so. I think, to me, somebody like Trump, okay, I'm much further to the left than Trump is, but I think that, he's tapping into a tremendous anger among the right and people who feel that they are not represented by the establishment in their party.
They're every single year here in the district on January, I think it's 11th, or whenever the Supreme Court decision about women's choice, they ship in from all the Catholic schools around the area. And as far away as Michigan, I know because I have a cousin who comes here every year from the high schools. They come in here and they spend a week. They put them up in hotels. They pay for their transportation. They give them money to spend in the district. That's paying for protesters. These people, trust me, nobody on our side has the money. If we even had the money, we'd put it more into our signs and into putting people up in places, not making them sleep in basements of churches or out in the open. The fact of the matter is no one here is being paid to get arrested, which costs you already so much money and time and energy. There isn't enough donor class to cover that money, not in our world. But not only that is there are people on the far right who really truly believe this. And it's because they've been told it over and over and over by such people as Rush Limbaugh or Glenn Beck. I mean, these are the authorities on how we deal, the 99% deal with our protests. I think not. I went to a protest quickly one night. King Salman, the evil king from Saudi Arabia, was coming here to visit, and a Saudi friend said, please come down and protest him. I went down, and they truly believed that we were being paid to protest King Salman. And I mean, there was nothing we could do to convince them that we weren't paid, because in Saudi Arabia, they actually do pay people. The king pays people to go to protest. So they actually have this in their world. But if you talk to somebody in the 99%, I have never met anybody who's a paid protester. I've met organizers who might make some money, some living wage, hopefully, organizing big groups to form protests, but everybody needs those organizers. We need to support our organizers. But I've been doing this since I've been a kid, and I've never been paid yet. So I don't know who they are, but they are not, none of these people are getting paid, I can guarantee 100%.
Finally recognize that the establishment doesn't represent their interests, just the way that they don't represent my interests. You know, when someone like Hillary Clinton talks about she's going to, regulate the financial sector and, the influence of money in politics, but then takes money from Goldman Sachs.
So being there, well, for one thing, as soon as I got there, and it was all sort of this big hubbub and, chanting for it in a line and getting there, I suddenly got interviewed by NPR. It's just like, boom, what's my statement? And it was, the image was that, because as soon as we decided that we were the ones to be arrested, the cops made a circle around us.
Yeah.
So the decision was made, there was no going back.
Basically, what the American voters need to say is that we are simply not going to vote for anyone that takes donations from big banks, from corporations, from independently wealthy people, the Koch brothers. That's what we need to say. Just like they have that Norquist mandate on I will not raise taxes, there needs to be a mandate I will not accept campaign contributions, I will not vote for anyone who accepts them. That's what it's going to take.
And we chanted Democracy Spring. I had this image that we were like a plant, like a flower, and the police were our pot, protecting us. So that it was actually that thing. And then I was the first group. They moved us into pens of 10, and we got to know the 10 of us. And it was very quick and very different than the stories from the day before. No handcuffs. We just got processed. The police were very kind. I actually had a long talk with one of them about DC statehood, and then then they let us go. They told us not to protest more that day, and just the particulars of how to pay the fine.
Just my family and my family's future. That's my game. That's it.
All right.
That's what this is about. It has nothing to do with monetary gain or personal gain or anything. I mean, the gain is my future. The gain is my family's future. It's humanity's future. So, yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
That's great. Not at all. I lost money with the fine that I'm hopefully going to pay today.
You want to pay my fine, though? Go ahead.